By now you're probably well aware because I've made so many videos on it, but I was given the opportunity to build lots for the new pack that they're releasing for The Sims 4. So I built 3 lots, 3 different houses. One's a starter home, and then 2 are pre-made family homes, so houses that belong to Sims that are the new townies for this world. I will link all my friends' videos down below because they also built some amazing lots. There are so many things for you to check out. I am so grateful for this opportunity. So this house is for one of the pre-made families. There's an older couple that lives here with their granddaughter. The girl's mother died, so she lives with them, her grandparents. So it's got 2 bedrooms. It's kind of small, 20 by 15 lot. It's in like the more traditional, like small town-ish neighborhood. So that's kind of the style that I was going for. You'll see that this house, I made a lot of changes to. What I'm looking at right now looks nothing like what it ends up being in the end. It's kind of similar. You'll see I was trying to do some sort of curved roof, but they were sort of clipping in a weird way, so I changed that. There was this balcony in the front, but I changed that. Like, it does not look anything like the finished product. I do keep that little garden in the backyard, and the shape ends up being sort of similar at the end, but the upstairs is bigger, and this is kind of just a first attempt. That's the thing with these builds that I was doing. I was going through and making all of these different drafts, essentially, because when we first started playing, I didn't have any of the new items, really. We didn't have the windows, we didn't have the doors, we didn't have the wallpapers. We were very much lacking all of those new things. Obviously, they were going to add them. They just hadn't been in the game yet because I was playing with such an early version that they just hadn't been made yet. So they showed us some concept art. They kind of talked about what they were looking for in each house. They told us like how many bedrooms to include, what the Sims were going to be like, they were going to live there. And they had shown us some concept art, so I had seen some of the items that were to come. We just didn't have them yet. So you'll see I'm using a bunch of base game things. The houses look kind of ridiculous with the base game doors and windows that I'm using and like the base game wallpapers, but it, again, is a work in progress. It ends up changing completely, I swear. It's kind of fun to show you like how it started versus how it looks when I finally finish, because I spent weeks on these things, you know? Hours and hours over the course of weeks making these adjustments and finishing the houses. You can see at this point, I completely changed my mind. I like bulldozed it and tried again. This house looks a little bit more similar to the ones nearby. This was me kind of trying to build something more like the houses that were next door. I did want to kind of match the houses in the neighborhood. I didn't want them to look too out of place. And this is more along the lines of what we end up keeping. It just still looks very different in the end than it does right now, as you can probably imagine. It's coming along though. Like, this is kind of the vibe. It's easy to look at this and like imagine how it's gonna look at the end of the day. I feel like I do change the roof completely almost. I ended up making it flat. Not flat, I keep saying flat, but I mean like currently it's sort of swoopy and curved. I ended up making it straight instead. It was kind of tearing a little bit, and I also thought it looked like a little bit much, so I made it flat. It's also kind of a big house considering the lot size that it's on, so I was trying to like make the most of it and make it fit well. It does look a little bit ridiculous right now with the current wallpaper choices. Just keep in mind, I swear it changes. I swear it's gonna look different, I promise. This is me starting the floor plan. I knew all along that I kind of wanted the kitchen to be in the back there. I wanted a small living space here. I wanted a dining space, and I wanted to have like an office area, maybe. I ended up putting a chess table instead. I was trying to aim for functionality, right? Like, I wanted the house to have a lot of things that your Sims could use for skill building, to get their fun up, stuff like that. And in my mind, chess tables are like one of the most useful things in The Sims. I don't know what it is, because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that most people have like a beautiful chess table in their homes in real life. I know that I certainly don't. You might have a chess board, but like a whole table dedicated to just chess, I'm not sure about that, but I feel like I put a chess table in like every single one of my Sims houses ever. All my builds have a chess table and a cork board in The Sims 4. So many of your Sims need to play chess for work and like get their logic skill up for work, and so I just end up putting like a chess table in every house. It's fine. It's like a signature, you know, except it's just chess. This actually looks very different from the finished product. The staircase ends up being on the other side of the door there, and that back room there is kind of an office right now. It ends up being a platform with like tatami mats on it instead. I made use of a lot of platforms in this house. You'll see it like slowly it'll start to change. I wanted to have like decorative platforms. That was one of the things they gave us as far as feedback goes. I wasn't sure if I could make use of platforms very easily when I was first starting this, because in my mind I was like, they're really small houses. Like, can I even afford to have platforms in here? Like, is it gonna fit? Will it look out of place? But as I was building and getting more comfortable with the platforms, because it is this new build tool that I had never used before, like I didn't know how to best use it and like what to use it for. And so over the course of these like weeks I was working on it, I slowly got more comfortable and was able to like use them decoratively instead of just like a single height platform step up thing. You can see that kind of coming together here. I've got a platform just there now, and then there's these 2 little sides that I wanted to put flowers on. I thought it looked so cute. I was really proud of myself for that. But like I said, it's kind of slowly coming together. You can sort of imagine where all the furniture is going to go. I've done the layout upstairs as well. There's 2 bathrooms actually upstairs. So this house has 3 bathrooms. There's a half bath sort of thing downstairs, and then there's 2 bathrooms upstairs. I had the space for it, so I was like, why not? The teenage daughter gets an ensuite too. I don't know if that's the most like accurate thing, but it worked in The Sims, so I figured that it was worthwhile to have the extra bathrooms. Again, for like the function of it, right? It just makes life easier when you're playing to have the more bathrooms. This kitchen is one of the things that ended up changing the most. You can see I was using that sort of like stone tile down on the floor. It had this layout. I ended up changing this completely. It ends up having a door into the kitchen, and it ends up being a little bit smaller, which I'll show you at the end. I also didn't have all of the furniture yet at this point, so I wasn't able to like properly do it the way I wanted to because we were lacking like the table I wanted to use and all of these things. So right now it's all kind of just filler furniture. I was kind of like, okay, I want to put a table in this area. I'll use a different one though. And now we're coming in again, and we finally have all the windows and doors. So here's where it gets exciting. We have this update now, so I can change everything. I can finally replace the ugly base game windows and put nice new ones from the pack. The base game windows aren't ugly. They're just not the right ones. It wasn't the vision or the vibe. So now that we have the new ones, we can actually replace it. We also have the new wallpaper now, so I could do that. So this was a fun day to like explore through all the new items and actually place everything new. You can see it starting to come together here. They also added a bunch of new half wall heights, and at this point they didn't even have thumbnails yet. So I was trying to put them in and stuff like that, and I couldn't even see them. And now here I am testing out the wallpaper. I actually used this same wallpaper, but I think in a different swatch in the final version of the house. I think I used the less high contrasted one. I think they asked me to. I think because like everybody used the high contrast one, they were like, okay, can we maybe use the different ones so the houses look a little bit different? And I was like, yes, I can do that. I do love that new wallpaper swatch though. I think it looks so good. It was definitely like a struggle trying to pick what I wanted it to look like, so I was going back and forth. I ended up settling on using this one downstairs, which you'll see. And here I am adding in more platforms and things. You'll see I had these columns here for a little bit. I actually placed these with move objects, and I wasn't supposed to do that, and I was hoping I could get away with it, but then when they like tried to place the lot in their game to look at it, the columns were disappearing, so it wasn't worth it. It wasn't working. I couldn't do it. I think if I were to renovate this lot and I wasn't limited by like the no cheats build and stuff like that, I will probably put those columns back. I just think they look really good and I like them and I want them back. I want them to come home. So now I'm trying to do some landscaping in the backyard, and you'll see it was kind of difficult to get to fit everything, but I think I managed to make it work without move objects, might I add. I also put this like little porch sort of around the front to add some more dimension to the front yard. Yard is a strong word. It's not a yard. We don't have a yard. And here I am furnishing the kids' room and stuff. It's all kind of coming together. I loved like putting up posters and all this stuff in here. I think I might have had to move this door. I think it was too close to the top of the stairs. Something else I didn't realize is you aren't supposed to put a door in the same tile as a staircase because it sometimes like disappears. That's what I had happening to me. So it's fine when you're cheating, but when you're playing like this, it doesn't work really. I was allowed to use debug items, they said, as long as it wasn't like anything too extreme. So I got like postcards from debug. I probably could have put like a frog or something if I wanted to as well, but I just used debug for postcards because I wanted to have them on a little cork board. I thought it was really cute. This is another version of the house, kind of getting closer to the finished product. You can see I've sort of switched some things around. We have this new table that wasn't done yet before. I ended up actually moving this up here and putting tatami mats in this area. We also have now all of these new trims for the different platforms, which we didn't have finished yet. So I was testing them out a little bit. I used them in a couple places, but not all of the places. I also changed the kitchen completely. I wanted to use like more windows and doors on the interior because I feel like that's really common. I was just trying to figure out a way to make it work. I ended up putting a smaller kitchen in. I made like a little bump out thing for a doorway. What am I doing with the roof? No, it does not look good red, Kayla. Put it back. But you can see the roof is flat now. We have re-roofed the entire house. It looks completely different. We're getting there. It was, like I said, a work in progress, but we got there. I also changed the flooring to have like a different pattern on it. Instead of just using straight floorboards, we put this like alternating pattern with them. And we're slowly getting there and changing the painting on the outside. Like I said, this whole thing was just a process of like slowly coming in, seeing the new items, making adjustments, changing my mind. Like, however, I think now is a good time to show you the finished product. So they made a few changes to things that I didn't do. So for example, we didn't even have these when I was building the house, and so they added those on afterward, and I think that was a great idea. I think it looks great. And so here is the finished interior. Like I said, I am so proud of this. Oh look, she's grilling. Good. Make use of my grill. What are you making? I put this little like bump out into the kitchen. It also has like some more decorative platforms. There's decorative platforms everywhere in this house. I love how it looks. I think that like this angle of the house looks so cool. I adore this area. I cannot get over this new platform feature. I cannot wait to use it for like everything. I'm gonna have so many of those in my houses. I'm gonna do so much split leveling. I've got some like mountain paintings on the wall. There's a small bathroom down here downstairs, and then upstairs there's 2 more bathrooms, which are a little bit bigger. And of course they're decorated for each sim. This is another change that they made. So we talked about possibly adding like a closet area in here just so we could use this new door. And we decided to do that after like I was finished with the builds. Like I had submitted my last version of the build, but I still had access to the game. So I was like, hey guys, here's a screenshot of what I want. Can you rebuild exactly what I want in the build? And so they put these items here based off of my direction, but I didn't even do that myself. It was kind of interesting getting to work with them in that way, where like I would ask them to make a change and then they would, or like they would show me, hey, what if we swapped out this light with this light? And they would show me and I'd be like, yes, you can do that. But it was kind of funny like working together in that way. And I really do think that all in all, this layout is super cool. I'm so proud of this house. I think that all the builds I made are awesome. I don't know if I have a favorite. I've put like my heart and soul into all of them, so I don't know how to choose a favorite. I mean, I've been working on this since August, you know, and I am so proud of how they all turned out. I keep saying it in every video I'm making on this, but I think this might be like one of the coolest, most amazing things I have ever gotten to be a part of. I just never ever imagined that I would get to build for The Sims. Like, look at how cool this looks in the evening lighting too. Oh my god. I'm so excited. This is literally my dream come true. I know I keep saying that too, but like never in a million years did I imagine that they would do something like this and I would be a part of it. I think the world turned out awesome. I am so excited for you guys to get your hands on it. I mean, the fact that they had 4 different Sims builders make every single lot. I've only shown you my lots now. I've made videos on all of them at this point, so I'll link all of my videos that I made on my lots down below. I made one like overview of them video, and then I made like sort of more in-depth videos on each build. So those are linked down below. And like I said, Deligracy, James Turner, and Simlicy built the other lots. They have like community lots and rentals and things like that. So I'll link those for you too. Please go check them out. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally talk about this. I've been like freaking out about this for months and I couldn't say anything. So I'm so glad I can finally talk to you about it. And I hope that you like what I've done. And I think on that note, I am going to go. So please make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day, and so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye everybody. I'm just so proud of this world. Like, the builds look great. The world itself is incredible. Like, I think that the Sims team knocked this one out of the park. I'm gonna be honest. I am so impressed. So impressed.